know one of the scariest roads in China? Stay tuned to learn why people are scared of driving on the Lanying Cliff Road. Before we continue, share your thoughts with us. Are you a good driver? Let us know down in the comments. In a remote village in southwest China's Chongqing Municipality, 23 families spent over a decade working together to build a road close to the top of a cliff for better access to the outside world and to improve their lives. The Lanying Cliff Road is a tunnel road in China, located in Wuxi County. It's one of the most famous in China and was carved from the mountain. Locally, this road is called Heavenly Road. This extremely narrow road, located on southern slopes of the central Daba Mountains, is paved. It's the only driving path connecting Lanying village to everything outside of it. Before its construction, villagers had to travel for an entire day to get out of the mountainous region. This road is extremely steep, with a few sections reaching 22.9%. The Lanying Cliff Road is 1.2 kilometers long and runs down the side of the cliff. Villagers were able to construct it in 2001 by hammering a path up the cliff to create a better link between their town and the outside world. The road is quite scary, with a fall of 1,000 meters. However, it offers some great views. For instance, visitors have a chance to see the deepest canyon in Chongqing, Lanying Grand Canyon. The Lanying Grand Canyon is located in Wuxi County, and it falls into 3 towns. It's also called the first deep valley in Chongqing, and it's famous for its wonderful views and natural scenery. The length of the canyon is more than 100 kilometers, and it can be as narrow as 13 meters at certain points. The average depth is about 1,500 meters, and the deepest point is 2,400 meters down. The scenic highway on the steep cliff is encompassed by green. Opposite the highway is Chongqing's highest peak, Yintiaoling, at 12,800 meters. Below the highway is the Lanying Grand Canyon, which has a vertical drop of more than 1,000 meters. The canyon is usually covered in clouds and mist, which can make it a challenge for people to traverse the path. For 23 villagers living in Lanying Village, the canyon represents an obstacle as the natural beauty that's made it nearly impossible for them to create a gateway to link with the outside world. For a long time, Zhao Jiaping, the 4th group of the Lanying village, looked like an isolated island because there was just no road. If the villagers wanted to leave the village, then they needed to use both hands and feet and climb the 800-meter cliff for more than 4 hours. The danger of casualties and material damage was ever-present. Since 2001, 23 households have collaborated to contribute 16 men. They created a plan to cut open a road passing through the tiger's mouth and into their village. The tiger's mouth is a cliff with a 1,500-plus drop. The large-scale machinery can't be transported there, so they have to rely on the most primitive manpower they can to dig their own way down. Villagers spent 4 years chiseling a road on the cliff wall, ending the history of climbing out of the village. After the road had been repaired, 23 families could walk out of their mountain homes with relative ease and onto the journey to the nearby town, which shortened from 20 to 2 hours. It was a great feat of resistance that came out of desperation. Wuxi County is a location stricken by poverty. The constant need to seal and buy goods outside of the village made the journey of almost an entire day unbearable. The only option was to dig a way out. That was how they had to survive. According to a villager, in early 2002, the population was only around 80 people scattered across 232 families. Still, they've discussed their situation and took it upon themselves to build their pathway to freedom. The 1.2-kilometer cliffside was divided into 23 sections. Each family had to construct one section. It took them nearly 4 years to finish the rough foundation. The Sky Road in the village was completed in 2005 after 4 years and 3 months of construction. And with its completion, a lot of adventurers came to see what all this fuss was about. In 2017, the local government managed to raise enough money for reinforcements as a way to diminish poverty in the area. Well, it took them a long time to do something about the situation, but I guess late is better than never, right? I bet you learned a lot so far. To keep watching awesome videos like this one, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. It really means the world to us. According to local authorities, the plan to reinforce the road was made in 2016, 1 year before the actual completion of this reinforcement. The government stated that the beautiful landscape of the area has attracted a lot of tourism, and that people in the village want to develop tourism. The logic was that if they improved the road, more tourists would come, bringing more money into the region's economy. With the support of the National Poverty Alleviation Policy, the local government also has rebuilt old houses in this village. As a result, a lot of villagers who moved out looking for better living conditions have come back to their origins. At that time, 8 families still lived below the poverty line, but with the implementation of measures from the government, the whole village has come out of poverty in 2019. It's clear that the Chinese government is investing heavily in this road, and rightfully so. The flock of tourists arrive every year at the Lanying Cliff Road seeking adventure, but beware, if you want to get to know this road, Always listen to what the locals have to say. This adventure is not for everybody. Some measures have been taken to increase the road safety. For instance, in 2018, the government invested in completing the road hardening, and a low stone guardrail was built on the outside so that large trucks could enter and exit freely. Still, that doesn't change the fact that the Lanying Cliff Road is not for beginners. Those who traversed this road in search of adventure have said that it's not wise for inexperienced drivers to partake in it. Road conditions are average, and there's a lot of rock falls. Since the road is narrow, it can be challenging to meet other cars. One side often needs to back up to give way. When driving down a road, you have to keep up a certain speed. We all know that you can't drive past the speed limit. However, if you drive too far down below it, that can also be dangerous. Moving too slowly can be a result of fear-stricken drivers. This is totally understandable. People with average driving skills would be afraid to step on the accelerator when driving forward on a dangerous road like that. Or even worse, if they needed to drive while reversing it. So once again, if you are used to driving on urban roads but not on mountain roads, find someone more experienced to help you. If that's not an option, then you still want to take up the challenge, pay a lot of attention, and maybe do some practice beforehand. Because the fact that even some experienced drivers are going to be scared of this road, especially if they're afraid of heights. And thankfully, there's a paradise waiting for you after such a long journey. At the end of the road, there is a viewing platform where everyone can just rest and take pictures. And the view is fantastic. You're going to have the chance to see not only the sky road you just drove on, but also the Lanyan Grand Canyon. The scenery in the Grand Canyon is truly breathtaking, and it fills people with awe. On one side of the road, you can see the Lanying Cliff. A waterfall flies down, and next to it is a winding mountain road. It's a beautiful reward for a challenging journey. Would you be afraid of driving on Lanying Cliff Road? Let us know down in the comment section below. If you want to know more about similar projects, you can watch our video, How Did Chinese Engineers Build These Roads on Cliffs? Amazing! Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.